This was the first major Two Towers scene that we did, I think. And it was the first time we really established the motion control with the camera and doing the scenes and shooting them and working it up, discussing the scenes, acting them out and then reshooting, one with me on camera, one with me off camera, all that. This was kind of really the first sort of stuff. And actually what they went for in the end were the plates. Obviously, because there's such a lot of interaction here, they rotoscope, painted frame by frame over a lot of this. Then you got all the interaction, like with that cloak when Gollum spins round.
So they painted over you?
Yeah, they literally frame by frame. I mean, they're amazing. And that is painstaking work, and they just did an incredible job. We must have done that fight about 30 times that day. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
I'm really happy with how it turned out, because I remember when Peter was originally describing Gollum, he was ascribing certain kind of, not supernatural, but kind of gravitational properties to Gollum. Like he could flip over the back. And I remember thinking, I don't want it to look
superhuman.
fake.
That was something I was always kind of bashed on about, was the kind of the weight of Gollum's movement. You know, you wanted to see the pain and the cost and effort of the way that he moved, so that he wasn't supernatural, that he wasn't Spider-Man. You know, you could see those muscles really under a lot of strain, you know, as he crawls over the rocks.
You're an absolute blessing to that character, though. The journey that you had bringing this thing to life, not only physically, but in terms of all of the meetings that you took, you know, the character development that you did with the animators. It's just, it's a marvel, Andy.
Well,
it's ironic that you're paying him that compliment while we're watching this scene.
It was so funny, because during this, I so remember the first few days of filming with you guys, and we were like, there's me looking at you, and you're all in your makeup and your hobbit feet and looking real, and there's this guy crawling around in a spandex white suit, feeling really like a bit of a dickhead.
Well, also, we had bit of a dickhead. We had been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
I think I had gotten, by degrees, complacent or relaxed with myself. And
well, you reach a plateau, I think.
You've been doing it a long time. Also, you've been through the whole fellowship, because you guys had done like 4 months before I arrived, so you'd all bonded, and all the hobbits had really...
But you got off the plane. I mean, you had this kind of raw intensity that was frankly terrifying, because when we do these fight scenes, you were like really into rock climbing at that point, and I was like fat, mushy, soft boy, right? And so we're doing these things, and then I just remember Elijah and I had reached the sort of giggles point where we had snapped, and you were just starting to want to get into the intensity of it.
But totally understandable.
It's very brave of Pete to very quickly introduce Gollum in complete daylight. You know, in the first scene you see him in kind of dark, so you're not really sure. But now you see him with all his warts and all.
Yeah.
But it must be a bit of a nightmare for Andy, because for the rest of his life now, to prove that he is Gollum, he has to do the voice. You know, with Billy and I, we just kind of say, yeah, you know, I'm Merry and he's Pippin, and they get it by looking at our faces. But Andy has to do the voice, which must really get him down.
He's a wonderful character. I mean, it is a gift of a character to play. I love it. Any extreme character like that is just an actor's dream, an actor's gift. And when you ally it to this remarkable technical step forward that they've done, where the human body is taken and digitalized and enhanced, it's a hybrid character. It isn't really a human performance, and it isn't really a cartoon character. It's a new chimera. You can't really recognize it, because it isn't really an actor's performance, and yet unquestionably an actor had a major part of it, or in it. It's just one of those things that we will probably see more of in the future because of it. It's just a groundbreaking and breathtaking piece of combination of technology and acting, and I think it's just so remarkable.
You've been there before.
It's great. He's got so much going on, Gollum. Sometimes he looks old, sometimes he looks young, sometimes he looks like a dog, sometimes he looks like a frog, sometimes he looks like a monkey, sometimes he looks like a bus. What?
A bus?
Sometimes a bus.